gonna make the profiles boom, 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 boom. What it is, as you can tell by that thumbnail, yes, indeed, I'm gonna tell you what it is, man. Real talk, real life right here on Gunner's Profiles. No added preservatives, no fake shit, man. Jailhouse thieves. Vatas that'll be all in your pocket. Sounds like racket. You're like, what? Right? People that steal while incarcerated. Prison, jail, wherever the case may be, man. Anyone who's a sneaky culebra snake type individual, homes, that just can't keep his hand off the next man's property, homes, is a bad person, right? It's a bad look. And what it's going to do while you're incarcerated is going to bring negative attention towards your car or whoever affiliates with this guy. Now, I've come across a lot of jailhouse thieves in my life. Now, you got to understand, prison is comprised of a lot of people, homes, who are the criminal element. People who have done a lot of bad in their past, right? But there has to be some code of ethics, right? You have to have some type of rules and regulations while incarcerated. There's a lot of unspoken rules. Here's 3 of them right off the top. 1, never fuck with the man's food. Period, plain and simple. You don't mess with another man's food, Sasuke. You don't mess with a man's food, period, whether you're locked up or not. You know what I mean, Sasuke? I got my steak. Get your hands off my carne asada burrito, right? Straight up, right off the top, homes. Leave mine alone. Separate mine from yours. 2, homes. Never mess with a man's personal property. His pictures, his letters, things from his familia, home. That's all we have. When you're incarcerated, you know, anyone who's done time, that picture of your family can be the only one that you have, the only one you're ever going to get, homes, and it means a lot to you. And if the next man fucks with your property, it could get ugly very fast. That's why in some of the situations, man, you have a lot of guys that go at COs or feel some type of way towards the cops, because cops will go search your cells and they'll disrespect your property, throw your shit all over the place, destroy your property, homes, and at the same time that gets you feeling some type of way. Now, you need to understand, in situations like that, it's going to get ugly fast. Based on, homes, it's another man disrespecting you. It doesn't matter if that man has fucking mace to say or a badge or a gun or none of that. If he's disrespecting you, homes, it's man on man shit, Sasuke, and not on weirdo stuff, right? And it's going to get ugly real fast. Now, what I will say about jailhouse thieves, I think they're the worst of them all. And the reason is, homes, they can't keep their fucking hands to themselves, homes. They think that if for no other reason, it's okay to run up in a man's cell. You know, if you're in a dorm, run up in your locker and to take what you have, homes. But see, they're not real motherfuckers. See, a real motherfucker will put the pistol to your shit or run up on you and say, I'm taking that. Give me your shoes, right? And just take your shit right from your face. Now, if you're about that business, you fight back. Or if you're really about that business, a motherfucker knows, homes, not to even try to attempt to take your shit because they already know there's repercussions for that action. And Sasuke, steel will sharpen steel, right? And they don't want to feel that. People are predators by nature, okay? Not on some weird shit, but just predators by nature. This is a dog-eat-dog world, right? This is there's a food chain, and if you're over here and someone's over here, ordering a T-Rex, they're gonna fucking get your shit. They're gonna get your shit. We're meat eaters around this camp, right? And I'll tell you right now, man, if someone sees a victim and it's written all over his face and it doesn't say Louis Vuitton, but it says just V, you know what I mean? Vatos are gonna come in on some real life shit, homes, and take what you got. Okay, now if someone comes right to your face, hey, Sasuke, I'm going to go ahead and need that. Whoa, why are you going to do me like that? Because I can. It's because I can. Yeah, that's some bullying shit. That's some fucking, people look at it from one way, one angle. But if the person just breaks it down and lets him take his shit, well, then that's on him. He had a choice and he chose wrong. But at the same time, if someone's a slithering snake-ass motherfucker and he goes in there and he takes your shit, homes, it's going to get ugly. Let me tell you a story. So I'm in the dorms, right? Jamestown, I'm in the dorms, and it's actually a gym living. And at this time, we're on a 3-yard, and it is what it is, man. Everyone's functioning, everyone's programming, everyone's doing what they have to do. There's a black guy, and this guy is from out of state. So he doesn't necessarily move like the Crips move or the Bloods move. He's kind of a non-affiliate, but he's accepted, of course, because he's a brother, man, and the brothers accepted like, okay, come on with us, right? The water's just fine over here. Now, this was a black-ass brother, right? I remember he stood out amongst the rest, man. People used to be like, damn, this motherfucker looked like Wesley Snipes. This motherfucker looked like Under the Bed, okay? He was that dark, but at the same time, homes, he stood out because he had these fucking eyes, homes, that scanned everything. You could just tell he was looking for a victim or he was looking at shit that didn't belong to him. Okay, he was the jailhouse thief. Now I remember I told the homeboys right from the gate, hey, I don't trust that vault. Make sure you double lock your shit, homes. Because if that vault fucking comes and approaches homes and tries to take anything from us, so you already know what time it is, eh? We're gonna get off where we're mad at. Now, of course, it didn't take long. There was a young white dude that was there, and of course the Woods fucked with them. But at the same time, they were kind of utilizing this guy for what he had. He had a lot of feria coming in. You could just see the get down from a distance, but that was their business. Almost no one gets in anyone else's business. That could cause the biggest wreck in prison. Hey, mind your own or your own will remind you. That's right off the top. That's knowledge you definitely won't get in college, right? So anyways, this individual sees this white guy as a victim. So he slithers like the motherfucking Grinch he is, right? One night, and I'm actually up reading. Storm living, like I said, man, I'm up reading, and I hear some extracurricular activities going on, and I see a locker open. Now, this white guy had decided that if for no other reason he shouldn't fucking lock his lock, just throw his lock on there for easy access so he can get him a little hot pickle at night or whatever the case may be. That was his business. But again, I see this dude slithering, right? And of course, he's all up in his locker. He was taking all kinds of shit, right? Now, I guess this had been going on for a while, and this white guy assumed it was just his homeboys getting in his locker, taking a little shot of coffee here, a little motherfucking pepperoni stick there, you know what I mean, a little tuna here, and a little motherfucking sopita there. But at the same time, it wasn't. It was actually this dude from out of state, this black dude, was doing this. Now, this was going to cause a big wreck because this was going to become a wood and black issue, a racial issue. You know, something of that nature, man, can fucking blow the whole yard up, right? And once you start blowing the yard up, homes, you're fucking with people's programs. People got a lot of shit moving and grooving out there. They got a lot going on, homes. That one thing can be the catalyst of destruction. Anyways, so I see him. But again, none of my business. I'm not going to be like, hey, what the fuck you doing? But I automatically feel some type of way because I don't like jailhouse thievery. Nobody does. That's an act of cowardice. You see that as a coward, home. Someone that can't take the shit right in front of your face and has to do it fucking smooth and slick and burglary and weird type shit, home. It's never been my get down. I've never agreed with it, right? And a lot of people don't. There's some people that are cutthroats. They're like, fuck it, homes. If he can get it, let him get it. I don't have that mentality. I wasn't taught that way. I wasn't laced that way. I was laced with, hey, man, if you're going to fucking snag someone's shit, do it like a motherfucking man. Anyway, it's an act of cowardice. It's the way I was taught. So this guy goes and he takes whatever he's going to take. Like I said, it had been going on for weeks previously, but this was the first time I seen it. Shit hit the fan the next day. I guess he took a little too much chinate, right? Because the white guy's like, hey, I'm missing my bag of taste of choice, right? Now, this wasn't like California Youth Authority YA where you throw a fuck. See, in YA, we had things called throwing fucks. If someone stole out of your locker or stole from your cell, you would go out into the day room, you would throw a fuck, and everybody knew who did it. And it was up to that man to reject that fuck and let it be known, and they'd get down right there on site. And that's just the way it was. It was their personal business. It didn't turn into a big thing unless, of course, you stole from Southside, or they always felt some type of way. They were looking for any reason to kick a riot off, right? With Norteños homes, if you try to steal our shit, we're going to stab you. Period. Plain and simple. It just really never happened. It happened one time. I'll tell you guys right now. That can't beat the holy shit out of that dude. Anyway, so trip out. This guy does that. Okay, he steals this. Of course, the Woods, they come approach the blacks. There ain't too many Woods in the dorm rooms, but they're still about their business. This is prison. And in prison, men will be men, and they will hold it down, whether if it's 1, 2, 3, or 4, right? So these guys come up. There's about 6 Woods homes. There's about 20 blacks, and they're like, hey, man, your homeboy stole our shit. You know, he was seen stealing our shit. I didn't say nothing, so it's none of my business, but I guess someone else had seen him do it, and it was brought to their attention. And, of course, the brothers were feeling some type of way because the white boys approached them. You know, it almost became a racial thing, but at the same time, one of the old school brothers, man, that was well-versed in the game, well-laced, and had a lot of respect, man, said, well, hold on now, young bucks. He said, what happened? And he heard the guys out, and the guys, well, he was like, look, I'm going to go to that guy's locker right now, and if I see the bag of taste of choice, if I see your property in his shit homes, he's going to go, right? Sure enough, they went to his locker, right? They put the motherfucking feet and the hands on him, allegedly, right? And he was out of there. Nobody likes a jailhouse thief. It doesn't matter if he's your own people. It doesn't matter, homes. When it comes to that, that's a common understanding. It's a universal language, homes. You don't get down like that. Now, of course, the white guys were happy because they got their taste back. And one thing you don't come between a white boy is in prison is him and his coffee. Sounds good. I've seen fucking melees over that shit, right? Don't fuck with a white man's coffee. You know, they like to stay wide awake, right? Anyways, sprinkle them in, Woods. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, brother. Mighty white to you. Anyways, the situation was avoided. It could have escalated and got much bigger. Could have went out to the yard. It didn't. It stood internal in the compa, in the household. They handled it the way they handled it, and the brothers, man, of course, stepped up and got rid of that dude. That dude was getting hit, talking about, why? Fuck them guys. And they were like, no, fuck you, that's it, right? And he was out of there. Nobody likes a jailhouse thief. If you decide that if for no other reason, Holmes, that you're going to steal while incarcerated, right, you better be a smooth criminal like Michael, Holmes. You better be able to lean like that and lean back, because if you don't like Fat Joe, Holmes, motherfuckers will get with your program quick. Don't nobody like it. It's that simple. Now, one time I got. Oh, so I was mad. That's right. This little youngster had come on the compa. I was on Kennedy compa. No, Madison compa and CYA. Nellis. And this guy didn't really know the get down between North and South. Whereas, of course, we were enemigas, Holmes. Guerra was real, but at the same time, Holmes, there was always that respect there. Motherfuckers would get off in the bliñas and handle their business. The melees, the riots, the establishment was already done, Holmes. We had been on that compa for a year. We wasn't going nowhere, Holmes. And couldn't no one make us go anywhere. And at the same time, Vatos already knew that the administration was going to keep bringing us back. So it was just a lost cause. So there was a lot of respect going on there. There was a lot going on in that compa. The wind was blowing over that motherfucker, right? People were winning. Let's just say that. They were really winning. And money was being flowing. Everybody was happy. You know, it was a good place to be at that time. So this little youngster gets on there, and I could tell, Holmes, he doesn't know exactly what time it is. He's kind of looking around like, so what's happening? Right? I'm like, I tell the homeboy, keep your eyes on them. You know what I mean? I'm making a lot of money on it. Kind of like the movie Casino. I need you to watch this guy because he's bringing us a lot of money, right? So I was making a lot of feria, Holmes, so I didn't want to really fucking, I could have took him in the bliñas and beat the hell out of him. He was a little small dude, Holmes, but I wasn't going to go that route, but I could just tell he had sneaky tendencies. You could tell by a person's vibe, Holmes, what they put out there, the energy they put out there. So anyway, sure enough, Holmes, I get into a real rayeta in school, Holmes. It was a big melee. It was Crips and Bloods, Holmes, versus the Southsiders, Holmes, and Northerners. Yes, I said it. Fill me up with unleaded, Holmes. We all got down. It was more of a racial thing. It was an ugly situation, Holmes, but it kind of escalated like that. So a lot of the Southsiders that were on my compa and a lot of the homeboys, we all went to the hoyo. We went to the caja, the box, right? We did about 3 days in the box. Now, the way that the setup was, we had these lockers on this wall. They were little thin lockers, Holmes, with the little thing you went and opened. And of course, you had a lock. I don't remember if you did have a lock. Anyways, mine wasn't locked. It's been that long. It's been 30-some years. Anyways, so when I get back, I noticed 4 bars of Lever 2000 missing. So I was saying, let me tell you something about my soap. I didn't get much money, Holmes. So if I had a bar of Lever 2000, that's it. I know damn well I hustled for that motherfucker, right? I was out there selling shit. You know what I mean? I was trying to make money. And so I already knew automatically it had to be this new guy. To some degree of involvement he was in, because everyone else was pretty cool, Holmes. I never had my shit took. I never had anyone do me like that. And they already knew, man, you don't fuck with the Norteños like that, because then we escalated to the next level, Holmes. We get political as a motherfucker, Holmes. So, I couldn't just fucking pin it on this guy, because I could have been wrong, right? But I knew. So guess what happens? I throw a fuck in the day room. I go out to the day room. I'm like, fuck it. Usually Norteños, we didn't throw fucks, Holmes. We never had a reason to, right? But I'm out there like I stand up. I'm nervous, because it could be anyone. It could be a big-ass brother that's going to be like, shut the fuck up. I'm going to be like, God damn it, right? Anyways, this motherfucker, I'm like, fuck it, right? I sit up, I stand up, I was like, hey, fuck your dad, homie, whoever fucking stole my shit, that's it, right? Vato's like, quiet, right? But all his homeboys are looking at him because they already know what's up. They're just shaking their head like, leva, right? So I get at this Vato Tiny from Long Beach, from Longo, West Side Longo, respects to the Vato Tiny, Holmes, you know what time it was? He was kind of like a llavero there, Holmes. He had a little clout, him and another Vato from Norwalk. They were the ones, right? So I get at him like, hey, bro, I think your little homeboy stole my shit, bro. I just have a feeling. Plus, there's an Africano brother that's been whispering in my ear, telling me, Holmes. They were like, yeah, bro, we think he did, Holmes. Don't you, we're going to get your shit back. Do whatever you got to do, that Vato. You know what I mean? He's leva. You know what I mean? He didn't reject it, Holmes. He's leva. So it comes to pass a day later, Holmes, that it was him. Okay, he decided for no other reason, fuck they Vatos. I'm going to take his Lever 2000, right? And I was really feeling real hostile about some Lever 2000. It would have been Irish Spring. I could have let it go, Holmes. But Lever 2000 is different, right? And this shit smelled bomb. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to get him on the comp. I'm going to smash him. He's leva anyway, so it's not going to be no melees or no riots. He's about to basically throw him out there to the wolf. And I'm going to huff and puff and blow the fucking house down, right? But guess what happens? I go to the school area, and I know behind the bend that he has a class. He has a class, Holmes, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. This day I was feeling good about myself. Today I had time, cuz on power. I was going to say this shit with my chest, right? I had time that day. So I said, you know what? Fuck this, bro. I'm going to handle my business like a real one does, right? I hate a jailhouse thief, bro. And especially to my shit. I ain't never been subject to nothing like this. So I was feeling that type of way, right? So I walked behind this bend, knowing damn well that when Nathaniel went behind the bend, we got jumped, and I just mobbed like I was a chameleon. Hit the block with the Glock, and I'm fist to put it down, right? So I hit this dark hallway, man. This vato had a class. It was English as a second language. He could barely speak a lick of English, Holmes. He wasn't gonna need to, Holmes, because I didn't care what language he spoke. I was about to knock the fucking language out of his mouth, right? I walk in there. This vato's eyes got big. He stood up. He was like, "Hey, yes, I know, punk." You know what I mean? Boop, 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 boop. Right? I fucking, his other homeboy tried to get over here. Scorpion, right? I was on two of them, like, bitch, give me my pinchy bar of soap, right? I was on my shit. Now, I had the power of Grayskull that day. And the reason I did was because jailhouse thievery is a bad thing, Holmes. And when someone does that and you get stolen from, Holmes, if you're not a sucker in any type of way, Holmes, you're going to feel you feel violated. I felt like someone went in my personal space. That shit took my stuff. And which he did, right? Of course, I beat him up, Holmes. He transferred to a different compa. His homeboys dropped him level, and that was that, Holmes. All behind some jailhouse thievery. Now, like I said, nobody likes it. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you guys. If somebody got dropped level or if something happens, people will take all your shit. But like I said, they're gonna take it right in front of you, Holmes. They're not gonna fucking go and slide at night and sneak and go into your cell and run in and take your shit. Anyone who does that, bro, is considered mierda, piece of shit, right? And no one likes it. And I don't think I've ever seen any fucking side, any group, any organization condone that. Thievery in prison is not condoned, okay? For those of you that say it is and think it is, you got your game mixed up. You got your fools mixed up. Brent Wood shit, there's no way. It just ain't happening. I've never seen it. Now, a lot of people ask me the question, well, what happens to jailhouse thieves? A lot happens to them. A lot happens to them, and none of it's good. I've seen everything from a motherfucker get slapped up, a motherfucker get disciplined, to a motherfucker get fucked. You know what I mean? So at the same time, Holmes, you don't want to be involved in anything that's going to have bad repercussions for their actions. Gambling, drugs, stealing, any type of shit you think you want to involve yourself in prison, Holmes, there's going to be repercussions for that actions. You better have feria if you gamble. You better have feria if you're fucking smoking blues. And you better keep your fucking hands to yourself. Or like Swifty Blue says, "Orale, Swifty." They'll cut your fucking hands off. Orale, Iraq style. You know what I mean? In real life. Anyways, with that being said, I hope that answered your questions. That's a little story that I want to bring to your plate, man, about jailhouse thievery. It's never a good thing, man. It happens. It's rampant. There's some places you go, man, and people are just fucking jacking people, snagging people shit. And like I said, it's not a good look, man. It gets you shook. It's all good to be a crook, man, but when you're in prison, man, have some type of fucking ethics about yourself. Have some type of morals and values, and have some type of respect, Anyways, with that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, keep your fucking hands to yourself, Holmes. You know what I mean? Before you get slapped by someone else's hands. And you don't want that. Oh, you don't want that. Right? Go out there and get it for your familia, Holmes. When you earn it, you really respect it. Believe that. I know. If you like this, thumbs up. Fuck with your boy one time. If not, thumbs down. Heavy's the head that's going to wear this Louis Vuitton crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, and that's staying fitted and committed and real with the people, man. All people, black and brown, sprinkling the whites. Woods, I like you, brother. I got your backs. And you know what it is, man. This is the gun. Bang, motherfucking bang, bang. And in that fashion.